Sorry, little one.
覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to Wordbreaker Coo's Reviews. I'm your host, Wordbreaker Coo, and today we're looking at a really important figure, more or less a comparison. Which one is better? Red Sonja by Executive Replicas or Red Sonja by the 50th anniversary H.A.C.K.S. Let's see. Boss Fight Studios, round one. For the first category, we're going to go over the looks. Let's get some light. Now, looks is just aesthetics, okay? So which one looks better? I have not reviewed this figure yet, and I will, but I know most people want to see which one's better, so you can have an idea. But looks-wise, we see one has some paint on it, or some more of shading on it. This is like one mode. There's a bit more of shading on Red Sonja. The metal looks good on both. However, I will give a slight edge to the black wash with the loose collector version of it. And this is a similar look. She has way more accessories, so I'm just giving a standard look for both so you can get a better idea. But the aesthetics, the hair looks, I'd say the hair is probably an honest, even keel. This one has some nice little highlights and wash in it, while this one has like a little mild dark wash in it, but does not pop as much. However, the gloves do have a nice wash over it. The paint, I feel like, is a little bit better on the boots and everywhere else. So aesthetically, if I had to just look at these two, I'm going to go with the loose collector version because looks-wise, it just looks a bit better. For the accessories, loose collector comes with two daggers like this. That's this one right over here. Two daggers. The sword and this axe. While the Epic Boss Fight Studios comes with the sword, a dagger, this axe, all of these hands, that little gauntlet thing, the belt, another holder for her sword, another, let's see, two additional heads, and I'll show you those. Here's one head, screaming head. Here's the other head. More stoic head. Then she comes with this little guard piece for her shoulders, giving her a completely different look. And this piece here. I use the same look again, just so that way we can have some uniformity and really compare the two. But accessory wise, her come with the base and all those other accessories. H.A.C.K.S takes this round. Round two belongs to H.A.C.K.S. Next round, we have Articulation, okay? Articulation-wise, both these figures are pretty darn good. Double-jointed knees, double-jointed elbows for the loose collector version as well. Actually, no, she's not double-jointed. She's single-jointed, but she gets a nice, a little bit more than 90 degree. She moves really pretty good, and it looks pretty seamless. You don't have a whole bunch of, she has some nice little articulation in her ankles, and it's not a whole lot of breaks, and it looks good for the most part. Head can look down that much, but the hair is kind of up. She can't look up much at all because her hair kind of blocks that. Now, the H.A.C.K.S does have a double jointed elbow, but there is something about the way they did this elbow. As you can see it there, it is quite ugly in some spots. And I'm not sure why it's done that way. I don't really like it. It makes the figure look a little bit worse, especially when she's not doing certain poses. Her knees are also double jointed, so she can kick herself up quite a bit, but it can, I'm not even sure, honestly, her knees go up as much as Sonja's. So Sonja's goes up a little bit more than hers. But again, it's a nice figure. She does have quite a bit of articulation at the waist, which is nice. So as you can see, she can kind of move herself back a bit. You can lean her from side to side. That is nice. You're not getting that from Red Sonja here. You just have that. So yeah, I think as far as articulation wise, she's gonna win, but at the same time, if you look here, that's kind of ugly. The joints, if you just look at it, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give this a draw. I mean, yes, she has a little more articulation in this version, but just with the way it moves, some of these spots are a bit ugly. One of the things I was going to say in this review is I feel like she was going to be a great figure, but they just did not finish her out. Because look at this. This is really kind of nasty. And I hope they fix this. And you can see another problem too. So I'm going to say for articulation, I'm gonna give her the win, but it's not by much because the articulation is not that beautiful. So there we go. Let's move on to the next round, which is price. At this current time, which is April 4th, Epic Red H.A.C.K.S Sonya is $54, while Red Sonja is $74 on Big Bad Toy Store. So therefore, or 75 and 55, excuse me. So I would give the edge to Epic H.A.C.K.S again. They are picking up some victories. That one's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to the price. Okay. Last category. Well, actually, you know what? No, we're gonna do two more categories. We're gonna go with the in-hand feel. Okay. I think that is something that is hard to explain until you get something in hand. But I will say this. All her parts can come off. As you can see, this kind of slides around. But what you don't get in reviews is you don't get the hand feel. When I feel this plastic, okay, it does not feel very sturdy. It does not feel as good as this one. This feels like a more premium figure, while this one feels like it's not even Marvel Legend. It's hard to explain. It feels like this was not fully complete. And I hate to say that, but that's what it feels like. So I would have to give the in-hand feel to Loose Collector. So I think we're at a tie now. Last but not least, fun factor. Okay. These are both great figures, I think. This one could have been phenomenal. This one could have broken this one down had they just, took a little bit more time with some of the accessories, got some a few better heads. That's a good head, but fixed up some of the heads better, got some of those joints cleaned up a little bit more, and used a better plastic. It would have been epic. But if I'm going to have one in my collection, the one I'd have more fun with for sure is this one. It just feels more premium. It feels better. It looks better on the shelf. If you look at these two, you can easily say, okay, I think I like this one over here better. It just looks better. And if you're not sure, let's compare it to some other figures. So here is Mythic Legions. And I have not reviewed this guy yet, but I will be. You tell me which one looks better in camera next to Mythic Legions. Okay, you're probably going to say Loose Collector. At least I do. I feel like she fits in better than the Epic H.A.C.K.S. And let's try with Conan. He is a more premium figure. And again, I'm going to have to go with the one on the right, even though she is taller. It just gives me more premium, okay? It's more fun for me, too. I like posing this girl up and getting her in some fight scenes. She's pretty epic. So overall, I think I'm going to have to give the win to Loose Collector. He's been a solid guy. If he ever gets the laser printing on faces, it's over. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace and Red Sonja grease.
Subscribe and like. Okay.